Assalamualaikum to our lecturer Sir Adnan bin Aminuddin. Today we would like to present about the ASEAN Regional Forum. Our group member consisting of NURAZREEN ELYANI binti AZHAR, Siti Sarah binti MANSOR, NURUL AFIQAH binti Muhammad YAZIZ, NUR AMIRAH HANANI binti Abdul Munir, Siti Nur AMIRAH binti MEOR SHAMSUDDIN, and the last presenter is Nur Amalina binti ALEE.
My name is NURAZREEN binti AZHAR, and now I will explain about the introduction of ARF. ASEAN Regional Forum is a forum formed by ASEAN in 1994 as a vehicle for dialogue and consultation on matters related to politics and security in the region, as well as to discuss and execute deals between ARF participant countries in order to minimize threat to regional stability and security. There are three objectives of ARF, that is confidence building, preventive diplomacy, and conflict resolution. The ARF decision must be taken through a consensus in-depth consultation between the ARF participants. The first objective is confidence building. It was a multilateral approach that is based on the perception that there is no enemies within the membership, and it depends largely on the transparency principle. There is an acceptance among member states that territorial dispute and other forms of disagreement and tension can prevail between members. The second objective is preventive diplomacy, refer to the nation resolve dispute through peaceful non-military methods such as negotiation, inquiry, arbitration, mediation, judicial settlement of dispute, and other non-coercive methods of resolution. The third objective of ARF is conflict resolution. Conflict resolution is the establishment of such mechanism is an eventual goal of the ARF participants should pursue as they proceed to develop the ARF as a vehicle for promoting regional peace and stability. Therefore, bear in mind that the ARF is the only regional forum that discusses about the sensitive regional issue. It has even begun to discuss sensitive domestic issues, such as the case of Myanmar. ARF strategies of arrangement brings together countries in a grouping that has an inclusive membership, regardless of their regime differences. Therefore, the ARF has begun the process of creating predictable and stable relationships among the region countries. ARF participants number consisting of 27 countries, which are all ASEAN members countries such as Indonesia, Brunei, Cambodia, Laos, Vietnam, Myanmar, Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand, and Philippines. And it also been participated by 10 countries ASEAN top partner, that is United States, Canada, China, India, Japan, South Korea, Russia, New Zealand, and the European Union. And it also been participated by several countries in the region, that is Papua New Guinea, Mongolia, North Korea, Pakistan, Timor-Leste, Bangladesh, and Sri Lanka. Therefore, active, full, and balanced participants and collaboration is an absolute requirement for all ARF participants, with ASEAN still being the main driver to the ASEAN Regional Forum.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Siti Sarah binti MANSOR, and I will present the issue in ASEAN Regional Forum. The first issue is political issue, that is South China Sea. South China Sea is the semi-enclosed sea surrounded by China and several small Southeast Asian states such as Philippines, Vietnam, Malaysia, and also Brunei. This dispute happened when all of these countries are claimed some part of South China Sea. This dispute involved the island, reef, bank, and also other features of South China Sea. Since 2009, China has taken an aggressive approach in pursuing its expansive maritime claim in South China Sea. China used a delaying tactic while consolidated its claim over disputed maritime territories and deterred small claimant states from strengthening their own claims, in the process weakening ASEAN. The United States and also Japan showed their interest and joined in this dispute and projected their naval strength in East Asia. This development have created a potentially volatile balance of power situation in South China Sea. Currently, the United States and Japan are filling this space by strategically balancing China in South China Sea.
Assalamualaikum. My name is AMIRAH binti MUNIR. I will be presenting on the economy issue. All states in ASEAN have been experiencing economy downturn. This is because the states take action to shut down their economy in order to enforce the social distancing as been suggested by World Health Organization (WHO) in order to avoid the spread of pandemic COVID-19 throughout the country. Few states have reduced their tax rate imposed, which this result have been affecting the total revenues of the country. For instance, Malaysia has lost RM60 billion due to the movement control order that have been enforced and are predicted to lose around RM90 billion if this MCO continues. Lastly is the unemployment rate rising up dramatically in the countries of the ASEAN member states. This is because the unemployment rate rising up due to people lose job during the current situation. And for instance, Malaysia unemployment rate have reached around 5.3% in May because of the lockdown, and also this situation have hindered any physical business activities.
The third one is social issue, that is human trafficking. Human trafficking involves the use of force, fraud, and coercion to obtain some type of labor or commercial sex action. Every year, millions of men, women, and children are trafficked around the world. The trafficker look for people who are susceptible for a variety of reasons, including psychological or emotional vulnerability, economic hardship, lack of social safety net, natural disaster, and political instability. It happens in any community, and the victim can be from any age, gender, races, or nationality. Australia leads the managing irregular migration and combat people smuggling and human trafficking. In July 2019, Australia and Indonesia co-chaired the Group of Bali Process on People Smuggling, Trafficking in Person, and Related Transnational Crime meeting. This meeting is functioned to increase cooperation, improve information and policy sharing, promote regular migration pathway, and counter criminal network. During COVID-19, Australia recognized that people smuggler and trafficker may seek to target the vulnerable. It is because during this pandemic, most of the people are down and need money. They are able to do anything until they are deceived by the traffickers or smuggler through the false promises. So, collaboration and cooperation between the ARF members during this pandemic is very important and crucial to manage the emerging irregular migration issues as they arise.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is AFIQAH binti YAZIZ, and I would like to continue on the 3.0, which is implication. In terms of politics, matters of South China Seas. In these matters, the implication is China seeks peacefully resolve dispute through negotiations and consultations on the basis of respecting historical facts and in accordance with international law, including the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, UNCLOS. This position will not change. Through friendly consultations, China and ASEAN countries have developed a full set of mechanisms to properly handle the South China Sea issues. First, the issue shall be resolved through a dual-track approach, which means specific disputes should be addressed peacefully by parties directly concerned through consultations and negotiations. This is stipulated in Article 4 of the Declarations of Conduct, and it is also a joint commitment by China and the 10 ASEAN countries. The dual-track approach also means that peace and stability in the South China Sea shall be jointly upheld by China and ASEAN countries. China and ASEAN are fully capable of maintaining peace in this body of water. And secondly, the parties shall implement the declarations of conduct in good faith and work toward a code of conduct through consultations. Now, smooth process has been made in implementing the declarations of conduct, and conducts a code of conduct consultation is also moving forward. In less than 2 years since the beginning of the consultation, it is already adopted 2 lists of commonalities, started consultations on crucial and complex issues, and agreed to establish 2 hotline platforms which be up and running soon. Thirdly, China has taken the initiative to propose the formulations of prevention measures on managing police at sea. On this new platform, various patients may put forward proposals and ideas for discussion. If consensus is reached, action may follow. China for the first time also proposed to certain constructions on some station island and reef in the Nasha Island in order to improve the working and living conditions of personnel there. In the process, we have enforced strict environment standards at the end of June. China announced the completion of land reclamations. Next, we will build facilities mainly for public good purposes, including multifunctional lighthouse, search and rescue facilities for maritime emergencies, meteorological observation station, maritime scientific and research center, as well as medical and first aid facilities. China stands ready to open these facilities to other countries upon completions. As the largest electrical state in the South China Sea, China has the capability and obligations to provide regional countries with these much-needed public goods at sea.
The economy issue has led to several impacts. Through the ARF, ASEAN member states have been encouraged to continue the international trade among the member states of ASEAN. In addition, they must adhere towards the new norms and slowly open up their economy to boost their economic growth. And lastly, ASEAN suggested the member states to impose new policies that have been relevant to the situation. For instance, Malaysia imposed the digital service tax on the digital service company. Due to this tax, Malaysia have been collected up to RM 400 million throughout this year. And the International Monetary Fund, IMF, has offered Malaysia to expand the capacity of borrowing because IMF foresee that Malaysia have a great opportunity in their project's growth up to 6.5% this year.
The implication in terms of social, which is human trafficking. On July 2019, Indonesia played the important role to combat migrations, people smuggling, and human trafficking together with Australia. Senior officers agreed to continue to enhance cooperation in order to promote irregular migration pathway and counter criminal network. Due to the action taken, humanitarian resettlement program has been established to provide safe and legal migration pathway to those in need and to discourage people from falling to people smugglers. Regarding to this action, the impact can be seen in 2019 and 2020 through the resettlement program up to 18,750 places to refugees and others in humanitarian needs have been provided. Due to this settlement, it shows that the collaborations and cooperations among ARF members are very strong. Australia will invest Australia 18 million to protecting human rights on trafficking victims. This investment will work with and through various ASEAN bodies to ensure ASEAN member states are effective justice system that provide for the just punishments of traffickers.
Assalamualaikum, my name is SITI AMIRAH. For the first recommendation, China and the ASEAN countries must focus on strengthening dialogue and cooperation in all fields in order to improve cooperative relationship and to extend their mutual benefits. This is also important to maintain their mutual confidence relationship as a framework to solve dispute of South China Sea. And the minister also reaffirmed the need to maintain the security, stability and freedom of navigation above the South China Sea with the implementation of 2002 Declaration on Conduct of Parties in South China Sea. And then the ASEAN members must emphasize the importance of following the law by adhering and seriously applying international laws such as the 1982 United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, as well as maintaining self-control and refraining from taking acts that might worsen the situation. Okay, next for the economic issue, the ASEAN member states should continue to monitor the pandemic's impact on employment and undertaking immediate measures to protect workers and also business. Any trade barriers such as regulatory stumbling blocks and taxation policy choices should be examined in order to link suppliers to market and consumer. Countries must work together in order to find the need to keep production running and the need to protect the population, which includes both customer and supply chain staff. They also need to review on trade and taxation policy options and their impacts to create a favorable environment to continue flows of essentials. Last but not least, for social issue in human trafficking, ASEAN members has agreed to implement plan of action to enhance rule of law and border security and strengthen regional cooperation to foster all forms of human trafficking. There is also a need to improve direct cooperation and interaction between and among ASEAN member states' relevant authority. And last but not least, members of ASEAN must seek to progress the capacity of law enforcement, immigration, education, social services, labour and other related officials to deter human trafficking and taking into account the importance of upholding human rights and gender-related issues. Another initiative is by improving cross-border coordination, intelligence sharing to disrupt the activity of the traffickers. They must adopt and enforce applicable law of labour as a mechanism to protect interests of workers from being trafficked.
Assalamualaikum to Sir Adnan Aminuddin and fellow friends. My name is Amalina binti Ali. I will be continuing with our conclusion for the presentation. Overall, the ASEAN Regional Forum ARF has emerged to be an effective leading forum for promoting open dialogue. We can see that their discussion in the regional security, political and economy resembles their responsibility as the central to the region's well-being. It is a proof of their commitment and achievement in the region by engaging with all the great powers such as the United States, Russia, Japan, and People's Republic of China. ARF is a venue for the multilateral and bilateral dialogue, consultation, decision-making by consensus, and moving at a pace comfortable by all the members. It is also relevant to ensure the peace, security, and stability of the ASEAN region. The ARF process allowed the small-medium power a significant voice in the major regional security issues and block or bar the superpower from dominating or dictating the security agenda. The very fact that these states can come together on a common platform for the resolution and discussion of the issue arise is an achievement. Moreover, ARF has succeeded in bringing various issues that possess variety of challenges along the way. The opportunity to have the discussion at the only multilateralism platform has been equally helpful. It enabled the members to engage and exchange in an open and frank manner, thus contributing to a better comfort level. The end of the Cold War quest for a newer form of security arrangements and multilateralism, such as the formations of ARF. Although there are some mere talking shop by the realists, but it is undeniable that ARF has succeeded to tackle some tough and sensitive issues. That's all from us. Thank you.